right, Jet. Happy Friday, TGIF.
Happy Friday, Mitch. How are you?
I am well. How about you? I am well and hungry actually. So
Yeah,
always hungry.
and and Fridays is
Yeah,
Jamaican me hungry.
Jet. It is that intro is Jamaican me hungry, and then we also have some amazing food that will be showing and featuring later on. We are actually today is like Foodpreneur Friday, so we alternate episodes every now and then where sometimes we do showdown matches against a specific genre or theme. But today we're gonna go through the startup journey of one of Manila's foodpreneurs, and he is Mr. Teddy Cousins from Menzies Jerk House. So yeah, thank you also for sending us all these cool shirts from Menzies Jerk House. So we'll talk a little bit about the shop and how to order, and also about the food that they have. So yeah, I'm really excited. How about you, Jet?
Oh, oh yeah, I'm really excited, especially that I opened the package and the aroma just comes in and very
Oh yeah,
welcoming.
can't wait, and including our little secret that we will
Yeah.
unveil at the end of the show that was sent over to us as well. Um, so without further ado, I want to bring on stage the foodpreneur, founder of Menzies Jerk House, Mr. Teddy Cousins, and we have a video that shows an introduction of him, and we'll bring him on stage as well.
I remember coming here in 2016. There was a lot of restaurants. Started wondering, well, is there anything that I'm used to? I couldn't find any Caribbean food outside of the Jamaican patties. Then I was holding grill barbecues every weekend and starting to cook in Mercato BGC. From there, Menzies was born. Just that simple. It's the culture here and the people being introduced to this food, spicy and earthy taste, a lot of herbs and spices. It's kind of just like a fusion of many different cultures. Lying came about by accident, and they had a green vegetable that they called kalaloo. So I was like, okay. But when I ate it, I said, this is not kalaloo. Come to find out that it was a local dish from Bicol called lying. I would put it up against anybody's lying locally. Please come and try out Menzies Jerk House. It might scare you a bit because of the peppers that I use. We have a mild version that will be very succulent to the taste. Respect and one love.
That is a beautiful video. Teddy, welcome to the show, and good evening to you. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you too. How are you guys?
That was amazing. I mean, we're doing great. We're doing great, and we're really excited to speak with you and talk about bringing over the flavors of the Caribbean, particularly Jamaica, over here in Metro Manila. That was a great introduction. And I can really tell by when the food that arrived earlier about how much effort and premium ingredients and expertise and were put into it as well. So
I appreciate it. Thank you. It's been a true labor of love. So it's something that wasn't intended, but the wheels just kept going, and it's kind of like the snowball effect. It just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
That's awesome. And I from the video you said that you were you couldn't find much Caribbean food here in Manila, so you just decided to make your own and bring on your culinary twist on it and share it with us Filipinos as well.
When I got here, when I arrived, it was like 10 o'clock at night, and usually if you're in the city, somewhere, anywhere, whether it be in New York or let's say if it's in Florida somewhere, you usually can go find what you're looking for late at night. But, here, when I got here, what I wanted wasn't. So it definitely took some time to say, all right, you know what, I'm going to start cooking this myself. I find some restaurants that might have jerk chicken, but it just wasn't the same flavor as what you guys received today.
Yeah, I can definitely attest to that. The last time that I tried a local jerk chicken was from World Chicken. It was far from what I flavored or what I tasted in New York. Actually, a couple of years ago, it was way far, and I was like, yeah, I do miss this flavor. So when I saw the thread come through, and then I looked through your page, I was super excited because this was a chance to have it over here, and so that's why I was looking forward into this whole episode as well.
I'm glad. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and before I was going out, there's a reggae bar somewhere in along Quezon City, and we were surprised that the music is there, but the food was not there. It's like it's a reggae bar.
Right.
It should follow. The music is already there, and all they have was rum. That's it.
That only had rum, right?
It's a reggae bar that's
Yeah, a reggae bar that's sing.
And I've gone to some of those places too, and I was like, really? I mean, nothing. Okay, you got that, but no food.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Teddy, walk us through a little bit about your culinary journey, and how you were able to bring Caribbean recipes and flavor over and started cooking it and everything. Were you always a chef by profession? What made you want to cook this food up and everything? Tell us all about it.
Man, by far, I am not a chef. By no means at all. I was a typical kid growing up in my grandmother's kitchen, smelling the food, watching her make it, but then like, okay, grandma, I'm out. I'm going outside to go play. So I didn't get into cooking like this actually until I got here to the Philippines.
Oh, wow.
But that's just a testament to that. Whenever I get involved in anything, I kind of put my whole heart into it. So it started with, like I said, I got here. 3 days later, I was in Bacolod. Bacolod was like the genesis of the thought for me to actually live here permanently, because Bacolod, with their sugarcane fields, I saw buses that were filled to the brim with people. I mean, even though it's normal here, I didn't realize it was normal. So there's people on top of the bus, on the sides of the bus. I'm surprised they weren't on the front of the bus. And that reminded me of, childhood memories of being in Jamaica and seeing the same overcrowded buses traveling on these small streets, moving at a fast pace. So all of that stuff just kind of brought it home to me. So when I came back to Manila, I instantly called my mother and I said, Mom, I don't think I'm leaving here. I was like, this place really, feels like, the Caribbean. And once I started doing more research, come to find out that we have a lot of similarities in our history in terms of the Spaniards, in terms of Catholicism.
That's true.
There's just a number of similarities that I just couldn't knock. So I said, okay, that kept me here. Now the food part started when I was just starting to hold barbecues when I lived in BGC. So Surrendra was the genesis of where Mency started. Every weekend, I'd have people come over, bring drinks. I would test different food items. I'd try to remember some of my grandmother's cooking stuff. Then I'd call my mom, call my uncle, call my aunt, then they would say, okay, do this, do that. Oh, I said, okay, I remember that. So then I just started. It's just like anything, working on a car, becoming a mechanic, working on music, practicing the
Yeah.
keyboards. It was all of that. And again, I wasn't trying to do anything but just feed my belly. That was it.
Yeah.
And then
That's
I had friends that
that's
say, hey,
pretty
I
good
think we can make
motivation.
this bigger. I'm sorry, say that again.
No, I said that's a pretty good motivation. Right? Not trying to do anything but get something in your belly. That's a perfect motivation for me. So, what brought you to the Philippines in the first place, and what year was this?
2016. I tell you, God works in mysterious ways, man. And I was going through
Amen.
a relationship, parting of the ways, and figuring out, okay, what am I going to do now? And next thing you know, there was a position that opened up in my job here, and I was like, I'll apply, sure, why not? And I got it, came. And the ironic thing was, I was in the military, I was in the Air Force, and I was supposed to have came to the Philippines back in
For Clark, yeah.
1988, 1989. I was supposed to be here. But I
Yep.
never made it to the Philippines.
That's
I
like
heard
right
a
before the
lot of
volcano
stuff.
blew.
Yeah, right. So I was told, you need to go to the Philippines, and you're going. I said, nobody parties harder than the Philippines. But thank God I did not come to the Philippines at that young of an age, because I would have went berserk, right? So once I got here, like I said, my job, I work for one of the BPOs out here, and I've been with the company for about 16 years. So it's been a long, hard road, through the company, but after being here for 5 years, I'm still of the same sentiments that I love the Philippines.
Well, thank you. Yeah, and the Philippines is always happy to be your home, your second home, second, third home as well. So, yeah, so
Yeah.
you grew up in as a child. You grew up in Jamaica, and then you moved to the U.S., and then now you're over here in the Philippines. What age did you leave Jamaica as a child?
So, no, I was actually born and raised in Brooklyn, New York.
I see. Okay.
So,
And then you just go home for vacation.
and
Brooklyn has.
I just happen to be the first American born, from Jamaican grandparents, parents, uncles, aunts, even people that married into the family was Caribbean. I felt cheated when I was a young kid, but that's a whole nother story, right? But,
Right.
I grew up there, and of course, it's New York being a melting pot. You had Jamaicans, you had Trinis, Haitians, Italian, everybody living on the same block. So, I mean, you just had all of those ethnic groups just piled up together, man. So it's just like being partly in Jamaica. But yeah, as a young kid, my mom would take me and my sister to Jamaica to visit our cousins and our extended family that was still there. And we'd stay for the summer. And then we'd come back to the States. I hated coming back to the U.S. after being on a trip like that. But,
Yeah.
That's a very nice story.
That's what.
And it has parallelisms when it comes to Jamaican food and your journey. It's like just like what you said, it's a melting pot of things, and Jamaican
Yeah.
food is exactly like that. It's a combination of different cultures that's combined
right.
together and existed in the Caribbean, and that's exactly what you have here now.
Oh, yeah. And keep it in mind, it's not that I'm trying to be a purist to shun local food. I just want people to get what it is that it really tastes like.
The real.
Yeah,
Right. And
the
and
authentic taste. Yeah.
yeah, and I don't. And look, it's taken me this long to kind of come public because I wanted to find everything, right? Everything from
Yeah.
allspice to the nutmeg to
Mm-hmm.
everything that makes, I mean, even down to the ginger, right? And I can't, and the ginger in Jamaica, you can't find here. And I wasn't about to start importing ginger, right? But it was definitely a labor trying to find everything. I've searched in Davao, Mindanao, Palawan. Um, I've looked everywhere to source a lot of this stuff. And, my prices aren't the lowest, and I understand that, but I prefer that people get the
You pay
authentic
for quality.
so that, yeah, they get the quality.
Well, the Jamaican
Absolutely.
ginger
And
grow here.
I love.
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
Well, the Jamaican ginger grow here. I mean, will you be able to cultivate here?
You know, I believe that since there's similar fruits and vegetables that do grow here, for instance, you have uh, sour sop. Is
Uh-huh.
your guyabano?
Guyabano.
Guyabano.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our chocho is your what is your local? It's green. It looks like a brain. What is it called? Why can I not remember your local name to it? Let me move on. Your escabeche is our
Uh-huh.
escavich.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
These, I think.
So
Like that.
and you have breadfruit here, which is kind of like, it looks like a jackfruit, but
Mm-hmm.
it's off a bit, but it's in the same family, but it mostly grows in Bicol and CDO.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
these things I'm finding, like stuff that I thought I couldn't find, now I'm finding that it's here, but it's just so difficult to get. And that's what makes it expensive. I've
Yeah.
even found Aki here.
Oh,
And I was
yeah.
like, yeah, but for a 540-gram can of it, it's 1,400 peso.
Ooh, ouch.
Wow. And
So
it's a local ingredient. That's
and
crazy.
and no, it's a company that imports it from somewhere else, and they know they can they can charge that price. So I'm currently in talks with them to see if I can purchase it in bulk from them, so that I can lower down the price, because I can't serve ackee and saltfish and it be cheap.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be very expensive. So, but
Yeah.
specifically
That's
to your
true.
question,
Well, yeah.
yes, there are items that can grow here. It's just a matter of having the farmland to do it on, and I'm actually working on that also. So, more things to come.
Yeah. Especially like the Bicol region, which you mentioned. The soil there
Yeah,
volcanic, thanks to
the
Mayon and
volcanic
several
things.
other volcanoes. And
Right, right,
it's
right.
there. Yeah. We have a question from one of our usual viewers, BM, who says, "Why did you name it Menzies Jerk House?" And I was going to ask you this, sort of like how you started off and everything. So maybe you can talk us
Uh,
about how you, after backyard barbecues and everything, you decided to go public and establish a business. And I read this somewhere, but I'd love you to talk about the story yourself about why it's named Menzies Jerk
No
House.
problem. Anybody that would want to read the full story, you can go to Menzies Jerk House on Facebook and read what I wrote up about my grandmother. So Menzies is short for Mensalita.
Oh.
And the woman that you see on
Salita.
the host's chest, her name was Mensalita Cargill. But when she got married to my grandfather, Mensalita Savage, and her nickname was Mency. She was actually, and you can tell it's a Spanish type name.
Yeah.
So my grandmother
See.
was actually born in Cuba,
No.
right? And
I see.
and she left Cuba And if anybody in my family is listening to this podcast, don't kill me because I'll probably get a whoop. But I believe she left Cuba around the age of 12 or 13 to go live in Jamaica. And there she was raised.
Wow.
And had her 7 children. And then from Jamaica, she moved to Brooklyn, New York.
Got it.
So
Yep.
that was her journey.
So that's an amazing story.
That's correct.
So tell us, I know you talked about the ingredients that you were able to find here locally. So tell us a little bit about, there's so much different dishes from Jamaica that you could have brought all over here. But of course, you can't put all of it in your menu.
Mm-hmm.
But so tell us about the spread that you have in your current menu. What inspired you, or sort of what was the thought process in using that menu for your restaurant here?
Yeah, that's still ever evolving. It's kind of like I chose to keep it. I tried to keep it simple, even though I can be a little bit scatterbrained at times. It's kind of like I'm like, ooh, I could do this, ooh, I could do that, and they would love this. And I said, wait a minute, stop, man, you got to chill. So settling on just the few that I had was really difficult. Like you said, there's a lot of different dishes. So I wanted to keep it to the items that was readily available to me and was pretty inexpensive to cook, right? I didn't want to break the bank on a lot of people and have them be turned off from the price. So, of course, jerk chicken is a staple. So, of course, I had to have that. If you saw the menu, you saw that I put Dutty jerk chicken on there.
Yeah.
And
the
reason, and look, there is no Dutty jerk chicken when you go to Jamaica, right? The reason why I named it that is because I found a way to make the skin more crispy of the jerk. And when I first did it, it was ugly as hell. So Dutty, right? Dutty means dirty, right? That's the patois way to say dirty. And I said, let me just call it Dutty jerk chicken. It's so ugly. Maybe not. Nobody's even going to. But guess what? There's a population of folks that really like it. So I was like, okay, I'll keep it. The oxtail is similar, not in taste, but you have kari kari here that you put your oxtail, but you eat yours with the skin, and it's a little bit more. It has a little bit more fat on it. Mine, I get it. I go to Nepaque Market. I have them cut it up. I have them remove the skin. I bring it back home, and I got my sous chefs, right, with scissors taking off all the fat, because there's a lot of people here that's like, nah, I'm not trying to eat that, right? But I've done it well enough that I've even had some of the folks that don't like fatty foods even try it just once. Jerk mango prawns, a play on just jerk prawns or jerk shrimp. And I figured because it can be spicy, I said, let me kind of tailor it and give it a new twist and put slices of sweet mango on it to kind of tailor and temper the spiciness, because most Filipinos don't have the palate for heavy spices. So I figured I'd give them something to kind of make it a bit soothing after they eat the jerk prawns.
Right.
And of course, there's curry chicken I got on there, escovitch fish. So again, I didn't want to overwhelm the population with all of the different foods. I mean, there's tons of different dishes, man, that, the locals would really be surprised that they would enjoy.
Nice. I love that. And DM also sent a couple of follow-up questions about she thinks it's going to be a great episode because she wants to try Jamaican food, and she said for the first time Caribbean food taster, what would be the best Jamaican food to try? So I guess this is a great time to talk about how to order this food from you, and also about recommendations, what to try or taste for people as well.
Got you. I would definitely say the jerk chicken, just as an introduction, would be the best place to start.
Yeah.
And if you're not a spicy food lover, that's a given, right? And then because what you get with it is you'll get either the laing or the rice and peas, and then you'll also get fried plantains and corn. So once you eat that, and if you're like more adventurous, then you can come back and say, oh, okay, I like this. What else do you have? And then we can just go from there. And I've had people do that, actually. I've had one person say, hey, I want to order one of everything on the menu. Sure, why not? Hey, there we go. Right? But if you're adventurous, we're definitely for you, because we are definitely bringing something that you have not tasted before ever.
For sure. And Wanderer, thank you for watching. Says, I love Menzies, super delicious. So thank you also for patronizing Menzies as well. And if you guys want to order from them, they are on Facebook. We will also be putting the link to the Facebook page. Super easy to order. I saw it. They'll send the automated chat bot will send you the menu, and then you can order from them. They'll respond right away. So feel free to do that after this, so that you can enjoy a weekend. Spice up your weekend a little bit. Feel the beach. Some of us are dying to go to the beach. So so at least we can taste the food close to the beach, pretty much. So
hey, and that automated bot is 95% me, because I have not done a great job in automating it. And so when I'm almost 11:30, 12 o'clock in the morning going to sleep, and I just can't hello. Yes.
It's amazing. Yeah, because I sent a couple of messages at different times, and then the response was almost instantaneous. And I was like, oh yeah, they have a pretty good chatbot, good logic, good programming. No wonder it's you behind it.
I definitely got to improve on that piece of it. Definitely. There's again, when I said that this is a labor of love, that's an understatement, because I'm not doing this to become known with Caribbean food in the Philippines. I'm doing this because it's been more so respect to the effort that I'm only doing halfway that my grandmother did with, building her legacy with our family. So her full story far trumps, the struggles that I've gone through. So if I can at least do it justice to take Menzies out of New York, Brooklyn, and Jamaica and Cuba, and actually bring her now to the APAC, Asia Pacific region, and people to get to hear her story, I'm super satisfied, right? So I'm super satisfied and happy now that folks are actually coming and checking it out, even though they don't know her personally. So
that's amazing. Yeah, and I'm sure what you're doing here is definitely making an impact and continuing her legacy as well. God bless you for doing that as well. So DM again says, what is your favorite Jamaican food? Is that on the menu? I know you mentioned that there was a fish dish that you had a hard time doing as well, or is that your favorite? Or
which would be my favorite?
It's tough to say what your favorite food is. Yeah.
you'd think it'd be easy to say. It would have to be. Wow. You know what? I would probably say ackee and saltfish,
Oh.
and I would say that because, yeah, ackee and saltfish would probably be the best one for me, because it's also can be a vegetarian dish as well, and you can have boiled dumpling, boiled green banana, slices of avocado, and maybe a bread with it, and it's a filling meal, and it's very tasty, very extremely tasty. Your codfish, our codfish is called your bacalao.
Oh.
Bacalao, yeah.
Bacalao.
Bacalao.
But we use salted cod, so it'd be a salted bacalao, which is stupid expensive here. We're talking 1,500 pesos for 500 grams.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's crazy.
Okay.
You're going
but I found it
fish there
in a store, and they carry it, so I'll order it for clients that want it specifically, and I cook it for them. And but I don't do it for general consumption. But that's my favorite. Yeah. If there's anyone that anybody would try, believe me, they'd fall in love with it.
Oh man, I'll hit you up afterwards and see if I can get a custom order as well, and order it in the custom when you're ready with it. I'd love to sample that too and say,
show me the money.
hey, don't be pretty poor. Sure. You can't be pretty poor. Right? Is that the right word? I don't think that's the right word.
Yep, food is one of the vices that I love to spend on. Food and Jet doesn't drink, but food and alcohol, I love drink. I love myself a good whiskey and everything. So.
Oh yeah, same here.
But speaking of which, today I'm drinking something from the Caribbean that I found. I opened just for this episode. I opened Flor de Caña.
Flor de Caña
from the area.
Is that
Caña? This is a rum from Nicaragua. So
añejo. What is that? What does it say on the front? Añejo. Okay, I've never heard of that.
Añejo Oro, aged gold is what it says. So it's the most popular rum in Nicaragua. Actually, I found it in Landers. So when I went to Nicaragua for work in 2009, I fell in love with this rum, and when I saw it, I immediately got it because it was like I hadn't tasted it in a decade. So,
oh wow, okay. You need. I was having conversations with Joanne, and when she was telling me that she was the virtual bartender, and she asked me about, so what are the Jamaican drinks? I said the number one Jamaican drink would be rum punch. And rum punch. Yeah, rum punch is made. It's not rum punch if it does not have Jamaican overproof rum.
Oh,
right. So, and when I say overproof, I remember sitting at bars back east, and we can pour the rum on the bar, and they would light it in celebration of starting to drink just the rum straight. So we have a glass of the rum, water, sip of the rum, sip of the water. It's a hard.
I am putting that on my drink bucket.
Yeah, it's rough. So
rum.
So what I'm doing in celebration of that, since I can't have the Ray and because the brand is Ray and Nephew, Jamaican overproof rum.
Okay.
So your lambanog is now
The
my
Lambanog.
favorite rum punch. So I drink that. And I had somebody on my team from work, their Lola made it specially for me. And I've
oh,
had
nice.
this gallon of Lambanog for a year and a half because it's so strong. I can only drink it in sessions of like this.
It's kind of like the hot sauce you sent us.
Just like the hot sauce that I sent you, exactly.
So Teddy, there's this recommendation I'd like to make if you love lambanog so much. So a buddy of mine and his friends, they made this premium lambanog brand called Lakan.
Mhm.
You should see it in liquor stores. Yeah, Lakan. It's kind of short for a Filipino datu named Lakandula. Um,
Nakakadula.
so they call it Lakan, and it's like 7 times distilled from premium coconuts, and
Okay.
it's just so smooth and good. It's pricier than the usual lambanog, but it's great. I highly recommend it. It's proudly Philippine made. The packaging, everything, they really package it to be a premium export from the Philippines, so that you'll be proud of what we have here. So check that out.
There's such thing as premium coconuts. I never knew that. How do you, I don't mean to be funny. How you get a premium coconut? Where you get that from?
I guess it's there's coconuts, they're susceptible actually to particular infestations that hit it. So I think
Okay.
these ones are like or there's like this natural way that they prevent like bugs or whatever that thing is. But yeah, I need to look that up even more. But
Yeah.
that's what they say.
Great,
It
great,
tastes
great
different.
try on explaining that. But
Well, cool. I cannot wait to.
the reason why I stayed away from the lambanog in the stores is because I remember that there was a scare that somebody was poisoning or messing with some of the lambanog, so people were getting poisoned from the lambanog that they were drinking. I think that happened maybe 2 years ago. I read it in the news.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Yep.
thank God I got my own personal stash. I was like, so I'll stay away from the ones in the store.
Yeah. There's a if you don't distill it right, it can be
Mhm.
poisonous.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah.
So speaking of poisonous, so can the ackee. The ackee is poisonous. It's a poisonous fruit, and if you don't pick it at the right time and you eat it, yeah, you could die. You can have convulsions. There's tons of just very bad for the
It's kind of
body.
like fugu.
Mm,
Kind of like fugu, the Japanese
that's
puffer
right.
fish, right?
The puffer fish, correct.
Yeah.
But you don't need to be that skilled
Well,
to cook ackee, right? Just
Yeah.
stay safe.
Yeah.
Get the one. Stay safe. Get the one in the can, and you're good to go.
well, I love chatting about the journey and everything, but I'd love also to dig into this food that you sent over to us again. Thank you so much.
Sure.
And I have an unboxing video that we'll just show, and then we can go into it and sample it, and then as Jet and I sample through it, you can probably talk us through the food, and you can see our reactions to it, which
Sure,
are usually very see there's Jets. So let's roll the unboxing video.
Sure.
Yeah. Hello, foodies of Manila. Happy Friday. It's me, the food bear of Manila. And after taking last week off, we are going to have a back-to-back bonanza of episodes for you, starting with today's Friday episode featuring Jamaican food. Not very common in Metro Manila, which makes it so exotic and so exciting for us to sample. And we're talking about the real deal Jamaican food prepared with the proper recipe over from the Caribbean islands. So today we will be featuring Teddy Cousins from Menzies Jerk House, who gladly sponsored us today with some great food, and he'll talk about his startup journey. But before we get into that, let's take a look at the food that came our way. All right, this is quite the spread we have here. We have the famous Jamaican jerk chicken, and then we have some bean rice, also very popular over in the Caribbean. We have what I believe is laing, and then we also have some plantains or banana fritters as well. And over here, we have the hottest sauce that I have ever tasted on earth. And then we also have the Jamaican sandwich, which is pretty nice. I can't wait to try these. And then we also have a bottle of the hot, not your personal usual barbecue, the Jamaican jerk sauce. So I am dying to try these. They smell so good right now in the kitchen. And I did try this hot sauce, and that's why I'm sweating profusely. It is the hottest sauce that I've ever tried on earth, and Teddy's gonna tell us a little bit about how he made that. So can't wait to sample this on the show. There you go. So let's again. What do you suggest we start with, Teddy?
Okay. So let's talk about the lying.
Yeah.
Lying your taro leaves, your gabi leaves. Actually, the taro leaf, yes. Actually, taro leaves are also is I think synonymous to Africa, but they are not to the Caribbean. So the reason why I started using your gabi leaves and your laing is because I couldn't find the vegetable callaloo. Callaloo is the vegetable that I'm substituting with your laing. But it's made a bit similar with coconut. You can make it with coconut milk. You can steam it as well. Right. So once I found this food park, I went hunting down this spot that said, "Oh, we got callaloo, we have jerk chicken." I was like, "No way you're doing this." So I went all the way to Marikina, found the place, went there, and I was eating the food. I was like, "No, this." I said, "What is this?" And it took me maybe 2 weeks to find out what is now lying. So did the research, found out where it came from, and I wind up running into a friend of mine who's from Bicol that wind up teaching me how to make your version of it. Very creamy, right? But I said, nope, gotta flip this to the Caribbean style, and now you have it. And many different spices go into that. It's not the simple dish that you're used to locally.
Let's take a bite into it.
I love the smell.
Mm-hmm. I love it. Oh, wow. Yeah. Different spices in it. I go into it expecting the lying taste because it looks just like it, but
nope.
There's so many different flavors. More than just the coconut.
That's correct.
You can taste all of the
right. I do the whole first, second series. No, the whole. I know the whole thing, but
and it's healthy too. Vegetables.
And it's healthy.
Yeah.
I don't put pork in it.
I can eat this every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
So it takes me roughly, it probably takes 2.5 hours, close to 3 hours to cook that.
That long?
Because of how I want it to taste. The only way it gets there, man, there you go. There you go.
I'm almost done.
It only gets there because of the time it takes to boil everything right, to saute everything right. And it's always better the next day. So I'll cook it one day, I let it sit, then I'll serve it.
Yeah. Yeah, usually all the flavors is they get to know each other better
Oh yeah, absolutely.
when they're sitting together.
Yep.
Well, awesome. Should we go for the sandwich or the jerk chicken?
You know what? You I know you're gonna love the jerk, but go for the sandwich. Now, you guys got different sandwiches. So what was the label on yours? Mitch, what was the label on yours? You had a label on the foil.
What was that? Sorry.
You had a label that was put on the foil for the sandwich.
That is correct, and I have to wear my glasses. I have the Jamaican sandwich jerk chicken.
Okay, so you got the jerk version, and what do you have, sir?
I have the Brooklyn sandwich, tiger prawns.
So you got the tiger prawns.
Mm-hmm.
So you're eating. So this is not a Jamaican traditional sandwich, but the cocoa bread that you are eating is traditional. And it's traditional usually when you're eating a Jamaican beef patty. So typically, you have Jamaican beef patty and you'd put it in the cocoa bread, and then that's what you would eat. But I decided when I found someone here.
I see. The real Jamaican patty would have cocoa bread.
Correct.
So the one that they're making here isn't as authentic as the one that you have in Jamaica.
Well, this is what I'll tell you, because I don't want to sound like a hater.
Or not at all.
I'm not going to sound like a hater, right?
No, I love that stuff. By the way, the ones that they have here, I love it. I love peanut butter. I'm gonna put some hot sauce on this.
So
me too. I'm gonna put some hot sauce.
Oh man, you digging in it, aren't you? Ooh, you putting the hot sauce on there, huh? Go ahead.
Look at what hot sauce I put in there.
There we go. I want to see this.
Oh man. Oh, that is hot. But it's so good.
Ooh.
Oh, it's waking me up.
I'm emboldened with this coconut bread to sort of absorb it. So
right. So the cocoa bread does have coconut milk in it. And
which sort of neutralizes it.
That's correct. Along with the cabbage, vegetables, we made our own vinaigrette, to go ahead and mix in with the cabbage and the carrots, and that even has some of my jerk sauce in it as well. Then on top of that, you have the jerk chicken meat. And I have another sauce that's in there. So it's so filled with so many different flavors, man, that I never expected.
So many layers.
Yeah, it's totally layered. Definitely. For the jerk prawns, I decided to add a bit of curry. And this is imported Jamaican curry. This is no fake local, this is pure Jamaican curry. And what's the difference between
the Jamaican curry and the Indian curry?
Well, the spices that make it up. Oh, I know you are burning up, brother. That boy is burning up.
I'm out of
I'm turning red here right now.
And the heat is still.
Look at my nose. It's like
I see it.
I got some bean rice in here.
Yeah, you better. So hey, I'm about to correct you. It's rice and peas. Always rice and peas.
Rice and peas.
Yes.
I'm not yet done with this because the amalgamation of the flavors is just perfect. The spiciness and the
Yeah,
way it's been countered. Oh man, this is
My
something that
airways
you
are
really need
clear.
to taste.
yeah. I appreciate
Yeah,
it. Thank
I put some more hot sauce.
you.
Yeah, if my airways had COVID in it,
It's
they're gone
gone.
now. So
It's gone. It's gone. Believe me. And
yeah,
your guy DM is correct. That's why I wanted it does it may look like a soft taco, but when you actually hold the sandwich in your hand and you hold the bread, it's a lunch meal by itself, right? You won't need much
it's
after
super
you
heavy.
eat that. Yeah, it's heavier than what it looks like.
All
I
I can
love
say is
this. I
that
love
I'm
this.
glad I did a 4 kilometer run before this podcast.
I did a 40
So my
kilometer bike
friend
ride. So
Jan Quintana, my friend Dr. Jan said it's there that escalated quickly.
I
Jamaican hot sauce. Oh yeah, best friend, you gotta try this. I will bring this over to your house and you will try it, and I will film you. Your eyes will become so much bigger.
Oh man.
Oh
I
man.
don't know if my air conditioning is broken or this is just super hot. I'm sweating right now.
Hey,
But
that's why I told you in the beginning, konti lang. Konti lang.
Konti lang, pero sarap eh. So tell us about
sarap.
this sauce.
Yeah.
Wow.
What kind of peppers did you put in this sauce?
So I
Oh, it
tell you
smells so
what,
good.
if if um if Paul has access to showing the IG page quickly, if you go to Menzies Jerk House PH on IG, I literally just put up the peppers that I made that hot sauce mixed with today. So you could see it personally. Um, Again, you can make any Caribbean sauce with your choice of peppers. I just happen to make this
Yeah.
version with a good mix of sweet and hot, and that's what it came out to be.
And
I'm looking for a chop.
this sauce really, once you taste it, it announces itself. It doesn't
Yes,
dilly dally around. It just tells you it's hot.
yeah.
Caribbean pepper sauce ready.
Ooh, I love that. I'm gonna have more lime.
What do you think of our searing labuyo? Do you like our searing labuyo in your sauce,
You
Teddy?
know what? For certain
Is searing
versions,
labuyo available in Jamaica?
I personally never saw that pepper at all. Personally, I never did. Some variety of it might exist there, but I don't think it would really be used as much because Scotch bonnet is the one. Oh yeah, there you go. There you
There you
go.
go. Yeah, check it out.
He brought it
So,
up.
and to our viewers, please feel free to follow Menzies Jerk House over on
Yeah.
Instagram.
So
So yeah,
the jerks,
and
the Caribbean sauce, along with the jerk sauce, as with preserving, the longer it sits, the better it is.
yep, let them get to know each other more, have a
Yes,
more intimate relationship with each other.
correct, correct, correct. And then the
Okay.
peppers, I can tell you the Jolokia chocolate. That's the first time that I used that today, and I test my peppers. I eat them. I don't eat the whole thing. I cut pieces, right? And I might try one seed out of each one, just to understand what the flavoring is of it, if it's going to be sweet. The Reaper, I already know that's blazing hot, so no need for me to try that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the Reaper. Wow, yeah, that's the highest one on the Schofield, right?
Actually, no, it's not.
No,
there's two above that.
whew.
Yeah,
That's
no, I'm not trying those. The highest I go is the Reaper, and that's all. That's it. You don't need anything because once you get too hot, it's too spicy. Then you really can't enjoy the food, right?
Yeah,
you want to
it
be
kills
able
your
to.
taste
agree.
buds.
Yeah.
All you feel
your
is spice. It does it does carry good bragging rights though. So I guess that's what we're going after. But yeah, you taste each pepper. You are one mad scientist, Eddie, and that's that's off to you.
Yeah.
So time to try the Jamaican jerk chicken. So
And so,
this
so when you so the red sauce, the other sauce. There you go. Not that one. The Jamaican jerk sauce is for your marinade, but there's a red sauce. There's a red sauce that's there that you can. Yeah, there you go. That's my pineapple sauce that I use. That happened strictly by accident. I wasn't even trying to make a sauce to go with the chicken. But a friend of mine said, hey, do you mind making a sauce that can go well with it that's kind of tangy sweet? So one thing led to another, found some ingredients, and hence that pineapple sauce was born.
This is fits the Filipino palate.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it does. It does.
But when you have it with the jerk chicken.
So dip the chicken into it?
Yeah, dip the chicken.
Mm-hmm.
The chicken's so tender and so juicy.
I just love the smell of that chicken. Oh.
And I love how you bite even into the meat that normally doesn't have flavor into it, but you feel the flavor in it. You feel every spice into
I'm gonna tell you, brother, I spend a lot of effort making sure that every piece you taste it all the way down to the bone marrow.
And yeah, you put a lot of effort and love into it, and it shows with how it tastes. Beautiful.
There you go.
So Teddy, I have not learned my lesson. I have not learned my lesson yet. So
you're still gonna put some
in the Caribbean.
Oh, oh my God! Oh.
I love it.
Oh my God,
so
man!
Ooh, yeah. And then rice and peas.
Then the rice and peas.
I love it.
And then the banana the bananas as well. The plantains, right?
No, it's called fried plantains.
Fried plantains.
Fried plantains.
Yes.
Plátanos.
Plantanos, yes.
Plantanos fritos. I feel so good right now. That initial rush from the hot sauce that says, I'm never going to eat hot sauce again, but that lasts only for a minute because you just want some more. That's just so good. So
I'm glad, man. I mean, thank you very much, man. This is all humbling to me because I'm usually awkward on video, right? Let alone people trying something that I made, right? And my business partner, she's steady, always pushing me to the forefront. I'm like, no. Somebody else go talk. I'm just in the kitchen, doing my thing. But
yeah,
I guess if I'm gonna get this out there and want people to try, I might as well start meeting like-minded folks and start talking to everybody because this really is a journey, right? You know, Jamaican food is just so much to offer. Just like Filipino food. You guys have a lot of different stuff here that I've tried. Some things I'm just kind of no balut. No, sorry, can't do it. Um,
How about dinuguan? You like dinuguan?
I'll pass, right? Hey, but you do have a lot of amazing dishes, and you got a lot of amazing cooks here also. So hats off to the local cooks as well.
Oh yeah, and they compose also your kitchen staff as well. And have they picked up the
Uh,
recipes that you showed them? Or have
you
they
know,
sort of helped
yeah,
iterate, or have they tried to put a twist in it?
I've it's been interesting trying to switch the mindset. This is not tinola, right? This is not Esau, right? This is not going to be your sweet spaghetti sauce, right? I need to flip your brain to start doing something else, right? But I think the crew that I have now, by far, is the folks that will help take Menzies to the next level, because both of them in their own right. One worked abroad in Malaysia, and she
Ah,
actually went to culinary school for a while, and cooking is her passion, right? I never knew it when I knew her, but now that we've spoken and she now we work together, she's been really picking things up. And the gentleman that I also just recently picked up, he's been in the food industry for quite some time, so now they're picking it up very fast. I wouldn't even be surprised if they start getting things mixed up at home. Like the kids may want, Mom, I want some tinola, or I want some this. Like, no, we're gonna make curry chicken, rice and peas, and you're gonna eat that. That's what we doing from now on, right?
this isn't lechon manok; it's jerk chicken.
Yeah. So
the best.
speaking of lechon, I think Paul got the smoked pork sandwich. So the version of what you
Ooh,
got, he got the pork version, which people are telling me they actually love that one more than the jerk prawn and the chicken. So go
Yeah.
ahead, Paul. What are you gonna say?
Teddy, man, I'll stay in the background, but dude, this sandwich, and I went in about 3 bites. It was off the charts, and unfortunately, I didn't learn the lesson from Mitch. I added a shed load of hot sauce, so much so that I'm still burning now. I have lost all feeling in my teeth, and yeah, but regardless of how hot it was, that sandwich was the taste, Teddy. I don't know how you get it to that level, but one thing I'll tell you that speaks volumes for me in your food is yes, it tastes amazing, but the one word that I would use to sum it up, mate, is love. Honestly, when the package came to me today in the format that it came with that lovely mate, it was just
yeah.
there's a
Yeah.
lovely card on front. It's all tied up. You can see it's just prepared with so much love, mate, and it just comes through in bucket loads. So yes, the food is extremely tasty. It's off the charts tasty. That pulled pork is possibly the best pulled pork I've ever eaten in my life. But above and beyond that, mate, the love, your grandma, God bless her soul, mate. That what you're doing, kudos to you, mate. Please, you've got
Thank
our
you.
support. It is
Wow.
amazing. Honestly, it's amazing.
Absolutely.
Oof. Wow.
You are
Man,
spot on that,
And
Paul. And to
yeah,
all
I
the
appreciate it.
viewers now and in the future, order from Menzies Jerk House. You will not regret it. It is worth the price, worth the value. It's an adventure in food away from your usual normal routine. You
Wow.
know, highly recommend
And,
it. I love it.
and And Mitch, it's also worth the pain with the heat, right?
It is. I'm still sweating until now, but oh man!
I know.
And then now that my
I'm
tongue has
sweating as
sort of
well.
subsided, I want to dip in again. Yeah. So
Hey,
I'll go back
I
into backstage, but brilliant, Teddy. Brilliant, mate.
I appreciate
superb.
it, man.
Honestly, superb.
but
and
yeah,
I
just
hope
before
it,
you
I
go,
hope it's. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
All I was going to say was I'm just hoping it's not too painful on the other end later on.
I hope
Just
not
gotta
too,
call it
but,
out. Just gotta call it out.
Yeah, just
It's a good thing it's a Friday night.
yeah, keep it temporary. There's always a consequence to things. Yeah, it's a Friday night anyway.
Yeah.
We're not going anywhere. We're staying home because of quarantines and everything.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but again,
Hey, because we don't
So,
want you
speaking
using
of water,
the bidet too long, right? You know, you gotta put it away, right?
yeah,
Oh,
spot on. And just before we wrap up in the order, also what delivery services do you offer, Teddy? Or do they need to? Do you deliver? You have an in-house, or do you deliver through any of the delivery services? Pretty much.
so we use all of them, but I try to use Mr. I should get an endorsement for this, right? But I use Mr. Speedy a lot because they happen to be the cheapest.
Yeah.
Out of them. But
Yep.
I've had people order from me from Parañaque, Santa Rosa, Caloocan. So wherever they go, wherever Speedy Grab and Tok and Lala Move go, we go.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, and Paul said put some toilet rolls in the fridge. You know? Oh, man.
Just have some ice cubes just nearby, just in case.
Aloe vera helps. You know? But Teddy, it has been awesome hanging out with you. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much for this wonderful food. Look, I look forward to hanging out when this whole craziness is done as well.
Yeah. Let's go get a drink. And I do want to shout out Shane. If it wasn't for Shane, I wouldn't have met you guys. So Shane, if you're listening, big ups, my dude. Good look on the introduction. So
thanks, Shane. Yep.
Absolutely. And it's a pleasure meeting both of you guys.
For sure. We'll have to hear together.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
And one thing about the sandwich, normally when you grab a sandwich, it's just a sandwich. But that sandwich that you just tasted, there's an identity. There's, there's a lot of things that were put in there, and you add the spice, this hot sauce in there. It just comes out. The flavors just come out bursting. And you knew it's something Caribbean. So
I appreciate it, man. I will say this. Sometimes things just happen by accident. And I'm going to tell you, it took maybe 4 months to even get it to where it is now. Honestly. So it's a true labor of love for that. But I am so blessed and so happy you guys like it. Thank you very much.
We love it.
Should be proud of it. And before we call it a day, I just want to let everyone know that these cool shirts that we have 3 of them to give away. So here's the condition for giving them away. Please post a review of food that you ordered from Mancy's Jerk House, and then post it here on the Bear Food and Jet Fuel group here on Facebook. And then I will be selecting the 3 best reviews that that come out there, and we will send you the shirts, on us totally. So please, order away. You'll enjoy great food, guaranteed. Plus, you get a chance to win a shirt from us as well. So they're really comfortable, and I love them. So
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate it, brothers. Appreciate it very much.
awesome. Thank you, brother. I look forward to seeing you in person sometime soon, and I'll order more food from you guys as well. Jet,
Absolutely.
always a pleasure as well.
Let us know, man. Just hit us up. We're available every time, except Mondays.
Except Mondays.
Nobody
Yeah,
will
got it.
Yeah, nobody wants to work
So
on
again,
Mondays.
Yeah.
no wonder. So again, thank you again. That was Menzies Jerk House joining us for your fill of Jamaican food. We have, again, as I mentioned, we have back-to-back episodes tomorrow at 12 noon Manila. We have an international Jollibee Chicken Joy review where we will be reviewing Chicken Joy from the Philippines with Chicken Joy live from LA on this show as well. So please tune in for some cool, great discussions and hanging out. So again, Teddy and Jet, have a great weekend. Happy Friday. And thank you, everyone, for joining us here on Bear Food and Jet Fuel with the podcast.